Marriage, wife material. Wife material has become something else, and it has been defined to mean so many different things that are bringing our people down, that are bringing the marriages down. We've seen so many marriages crumble. We've seen so many relationships going down, and simply because we don't understand, or we find and bring up our own definitions of marriage, and also a wife material, and who a real man is. Everybody is rushing and wanting a perfect person, and this perfection should be in the body features, how someone speaks, education level, and all that, submissiveness. It has been defined in a way that a normal man or a normal woman has failed to learn, has failed to do the right thing. We are creating things that were never there. We are creating things that are driving us crazy. So today, as you watch this, I just want you to watch it up to the end so that you understand exactly what you're looking for, so that you can understand exactly what you need to look for in a woman or in a man. Go with the God's idea. You will not go wrong. But when you go by your own ideas, automatically you'll fail. You'll want to find a way. You'll want to find a way to do it, which is very impossible. Most people are saying that they want a woman who is submissive, a woman who sits at home and takes care of the kids, a woman who will not say anything, a woman who does not ask you where you're coming from, where you're going, why you are dressed on that. She cannot have a voice in her own home. Let me tell you, this is the reason why we are failing in every corner. We want women who are like doormats. They sit there, they are there, they step on them until they are dirty, until it is the owner of the house that moves them out. No, that is not a woman, and that is not a wife material that you want to be with. You are lying to yourself, because God did not say so, and marriage was initiated and founded by our own maker. So it is God's idea that rules the marriage. We want perfect people, but where can we get the perfect person? Where can we get the perfect person if we ourselves are not perfect? I am not perfect. He is not perfect. Nobody is perfect. And that is where now you understand that God loves us more, and God had a plan for us. When He created man, when He created the male, He found out that He has the love in abundance. He wanted to pass it through the man, but He found that man also will have it to the fullest and needs to pass it to someone. And he could not manage alone with all the things that were said to be. Man could not manage, and so God decided to create a helper, someone to complement him, someone to complete him, someone that they can work with hand in hand, someone that can be a manager in the compound when he's not around. This is the kind of a woman you need. You find there are so many complaints. People are complaining. Men in marriages are complaining, and especially young people who have not even married, simply because they're hearing stories here and there. Let me tell you something. We watch movies, but we don't want to learn from those movies. Many people love movies and they don't want to miss. Everybody has his or her own program, whether it's a newspaper that you want to read when you're at home, magazine, whatever, online, you are on someone's blog. There is something that you need to learn from these things. When you see the movies are bringing dramas that are looking good, you see the starting and the progress is very hard, then you see on going forward it ends nicely. Let me tell you something. Today, why I brought this, I stumbled upon a post from one of my friend's walls, Acham Koyor. Thank you so much for posting that. Thank you so much for bringing that on your wall, about the lady who stuck with the husband until the husband made it again. The husband could not walk, but the husband made it again, and for so many years, not just a year. So I wanted to bring this. The reason why we don't have such women today, and the reason why we don't have such men today, is because we have shifted our focus, we've shifted our ideas, we've shifted our thoughts. We are thinking like human beings, we want to create new ideas about marriage which cannot work. Anything, the same way you don't have a spare part. The same way you don't have a spare kept somewhere for you unless it is crafted, is the same way marriage does not have the second thought, the third idea, the fourth idea. It is not there. It is only God's that will work. So God said, go complement each other. So when we are complementing each other, it only means that we are imperfect. And so the other one comes to seal and to fill that gap that is missing. A woman came into a man's life according to God to be a helper, to fill that gap, to complete him. So instead of complaining, you find a woman in a salon, they are driving, at work, everywhere. We hear these things, my husband this, my husband that, online, my husband this, my husband that. Did you ask yourself, okay, your husband is wrong, he has been doing this to you, what are you doing to him? Are you comparing yourself to him? Are you competing with him? Nowadays, you even find a woman saying that he came home drunk yesterday, I'll come home drunk too. It does not work that way. This is not what God's idea is about marriage. So before you complain, even men, they complain, my wife is this, my wife is nowadays cold, my wife is nowadays hot, my wife is too talkative. What are you doing to complete him? If she's talking too much, there is something she needs and you are not paying attention. If she is quiet, she has given up, she's tired and you are not paying attention. What are you not doing right? It is my husband this, my wife this, my husband this, my wife this. What are you doing to solve that situation? What did you do to have brought that situation up? Let me tell you something. The kind of woman you need in your life who will sit there and just not talk, wait for you to bring and doesn't multiply. She's like a bottomless pit. Let me tell you, a woman will find you with a house and must make it a home. If this doesn't happen, it only means that there is someone missing. The manager is missing. There is no one to manage the resources. There is no one to who is creative enough. Creativity is missing in this home. Something is missing in action. The woman has decided, let me sit and let him bring. You will die poor, you will die crying, you will die disabled, you will die frustrated, and your frustration will frustrate other women too, because according to you, you will run to another woman whom you want help from. Marrying 10 women is not bad. I'll come to that later, but never marry citing or with an excuse that my wife doesn't do this. What did you do, or what are you doing about it? And you woman, by the time you start fornication outside, what are you not doing right? Is it just about telling the man that stop doing this, if you do this I'll also do it? It does not work this way. Let's stick to the maker's ideas. Gentlemen, the kind of woman you want, this woman who is like Delilah, who is like a Meroya, who cooks, who washes, who does everything just to keep you clean, just to make sure you have eaten, just to make sure the children are okay. Then she sits and otokoni dende. She sits and serves you her body the way you want, in the kitchen, in the toilet, in the sitting room, in the bedroom. This is not the wife you want. You want a wife who can keep your home when you are not there. A wife who can keep your children when you are not there. A wife who can command discipline and drive and instill discipline into your children. A wife who can protect your territory. A wife who can represent you somewhere when you are not around. This is the wife material. But the type of the wife material we are talking about, who has big booty, the bootylicious woman, one with breasts, one with nice lips, one who knows who has good grammar, one who dresses well. That is not the wife you want. You don't know what you want. So from today on, and you woman, you don't want that man who just dresses well and stands and takes photos and has nothing to think of. He's not thinking of the future. All he thinks of, what am I dressing tomorrow to take a photo and post on Facebook? That's not the man you want. There are too many. So you are missing the point. That's why everything is missing. If a man wants to talk about a wife, think of what you are doing to her, or what you are supposed to do to correct the mistake that you are seeing. So after this, do I hear you say again that a wife material is one that sits at home, offers sex, and in every corner of the house? These things that you come about with, that the definition of a wife material is one who doesn't talk, one who doesn't contribute, one who doesn't do. You are lying to yourself. Our mothers contributed to the society. That's why you are who you are today. Your mothers and your grandmothers were participating and contributing into everything, and that's why if you come to Africa, you'll find so many clans named after women, because there is something they did. They made the houses homes. They turned homes into clans, into communities, into towns. So if you want a wife material, close your eyes, stop looking at the boobs, stop looking at the buttocks. You will get someone who will make you live your purpose in this world. Thank you so much. Queen Olo.